Tanzania, day one. We don't have any money, we don't have a SIM card. We are in the middle of nowhere, going opposite direction that all the other tourists would be going.
But now we've seen through the bus that there's an ATM, so there is hope.
We don't know if it works. If not, I'm gonna start crying. Officially, like, I'm done. So let's have fingers crossed. Keep you updated.
We have money. We paid $5 for the access fee to the ATM, but we have money.
It's a long bus ride to Kigoma from the Rwanda border, and it seems that not many tourists come here, especially not by bus. Kigoma is a large port town on the shores of Lake Tanganyika, connected to Dar es Salaam via train and plane. Today,
nice.
Goal of the day
Is trying to figure out how to get to the Gombe National Park, where we would like to track the monkeys, the chimpanzees. But
first primates we would see ever.
But it's so expensive on paper, so we're gonna try to think about it and manage a way to make it.
We're gonna ask around today about the public boat, which is apparently the worst disaster of all times. Even like the locals try to avoid taking it.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to figure out if there is a way by land. On the Google map, it seems like there is a road. They started building it in 2018, but apparently it takes a long time.
And there's such a funny quote by one of the local managers. Is like, "I hope that this will bring laughter to my fellow citizens."
I believe it's gonna be.
It's a fight. Anyway, this is for today. Okay, so let us explain why it's such a struggle to get to Gombe National Park on a budget. So the national park is only accessible by boats, and virtually all the visitors, they will hire a private boat to take them, a speedboat, but it's very expensive. Yeah. And we've read on some blogs, some reviews, that there is a public boat that goes once per day, and that goes to Gombe. The problem with that boat is because of the schedule, it's impossible to get to Gombe, track the chimps, and take the boat back to Kigoma, because
within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours you would have to stay more time, and then it would mean paying 2 days entrance, and already 1 day is $100, so it would be like too expensive for us. But yet, like, we were determined to try to make it on the budget, so we're gonna figure out a way.
So what we figured out is that the boat is going further than Gombe. It goes to the small fisherman village, which is called Mwamgongo. And that's our way how to not pay 2-day entrance fee in the Gombe. The plan is to get to the Gombe in the afternoon, sleep there, in the morning track the chimps, and then take the same boat that would bring us the day before and continue the journey to the small fisherman village. We are prepared with our tent because we are pretty much sure there is no hotel or any kind of accommodation. And the next day there are two options. We can take the boat back to Kigoma, or we can try another way, which is the road that we would have to hike for. We don't know how long the hike would be, but that's all up to the discovery, and that's part of the fun. The lack of information. It's
like a proper adventure. Like, if we're starting this, it's like for 48 hours, a bit of discomfort, but if we manage, it's going to be like super rewarding to have managed, because like everyone spends so much more money on Gombe, so it would feel super special. So that's what we try to do, and here's the footage.
Let's see if we manage. We are starting our journey at the harbor, where we'll be boarding the public boat.
We're going on an adventure.
The boat is really not that bad. It even has a roof, so we are covered from the sun. We leave the port around 1 p.m. and at this point the boat is pretty full.
We're going.
Are you ready for everything? Everyone put their life jackets on, and after 1 hour of waiting,
Uploading.
we're heading out, so ready for the waves.
For some reason there are two boats going at the same time, sort of competing to get customers, but there is really no difference between the two. Both are packed, not only with people, but all the goods, building material, and many chickens.
We are lucky that the lake is very calm, and the 3 hours go by smoothly. We're getting off at Gombe, and immediately we're greeted by one of the rangers of the national park, who's gonna help us arrange the permit. We brought our tents, but sadly, after an hour negotiating, we come to understand that camping would cost us the same as a private room, and that's around like $23 per person per night, which is quite ridiculous. We have no choice but to pay the $50 for the night, which is officially the most expensive accommodation of our entire African trip.
We are the only tourists here for today, and after settling in our expensive but very basic room, we decide to make the best out of it and enjoy the beautiful Lake Tanganyika in the company of baboons. The serenity of this place and the fact that we are the only visitors makes us forget about how much money we spent.
It's crazy, we're alone on this beach in the national park and the water is perfect, it's super clear, there's no disease, and just here from the shore we can say hello to the baboons and play with them. Paradise.
Gombe is a huge forest, and basically our only chance of spotting chimpanzees is to rely on the trekkers who left the camp an hour before us. To our surprise, we learned from our guide that it's only a team of 2 trekkers for the 52 square kilometers park.
It's super cool, I didn't realize, I didn't know it, that actually Jane Goodall, she did all of her work in this very forest. And so yesterday we've seen her house, and this morning we've seen the feeding station where she used to really habituate all the chimps with the bananas. And there's a really cool story about it, and she was here just last Friday. So yeah, it's great to be like in the forest where all of that work happened, and hope we're gonna see 1 or 2 today. I'm a bit sad because for now the guide said we don't know where they are, so yeah, fingers crossed. To be honest, at that point, we start to question where the money is going. The number of trackers is ridiculous, our guide barely speaks English, and he's not at all prepared for the hike. We end up sharing our own water with him. And most importantly, the trails are overgrown with vegetation, and most of the time we are struggling through the bush. We come to understand that spotting the chimps is a 50-50 chance, because we're visiting in the wet season. Apparently, the best time would be from July to October in the dry season.
It's been 4 hours that we started the trek, and there is no sign of chimps. And then, miraculously, we spot something high in the canopy. Here they are, a mother with her 2 kids, and after waiting for some time, all 3 got down to the ground. It's incredible to be so close. We could sit there looking at them play for hours. But the countdown starts, and we can only spend 1 hour in their proximity. At some point, there is this amazing moment where the young chimp carefully works on cracking the fruits she collected high up in the trees. Looking at how she's crushing the fruits on the stone, we are struck by the similarities between us.
This day was an emotional roller coaster, but the 1 hour spent with the chimpanzees in the wilds made us forget about all the struggles that led up to that moment. It's time to leave Gombe, and with this, the complicated journey back to Kigoma begins. Boarding the boat is much more challenging this time with all the waves, and Lisa actually completely fell in the water, fully dressed with the backpack. Someone made it dry and someone not.
It was very hard conditions.
We are glad that this journey to Mwamgongo is only 30 minutes, and even getting off the boat is quite a challenge.
Lisa, how was the journey?
Wait. And I feel like vomiting a lot, I think.
Yeah, this stretch was harder.
Thank God it was just 30 minutes.
So yesterday we already skipped the dinner. This morning we had a short breakfast because we woke up late, and we skipped lunch. So I hope that there is a restaurant in this village.
For now, they don't look like they have food.
Yeah, they're like, okay, continue further, maybe you find. I mean, it's a small village, it would be better.
20 houses plus maintenance. Oh my God.
Let's go! So we're in Mwamgongo. It's a small village just north of the Gombe National Park. And we ended up here because that's where the public boat goes. And at the start, we came with our tent and we were set on camping. So when we get to the village, we're asking a bit around. And first, super fun. We meet a guy, he's like, oh yeah, I'm the local guide here. I'm like, what? Like in this small village, there's a local guide and he speaks great English, Richard. And he tells us, yeah, I'm going to show you where to camp. So we set up camp, we like get some food. And then like all the kids of the village, they come see what's up, some adults as well. We really set ourselves to go to sleep. And we're almost like Elisa took her contact lenses off. And then a guy comes, he's like, Mr. Paul, I would like to talk to you. I am the leader of the village and I am concerned with your security, so I have to ask you to maybe to reconsider camping outside. And we're like, what do you mean? And he's like, no, the village is safe, but there's not so many people outside, so I'd rather have you sleep in the town hall, just for safety. And so it's like 9:30, it's pitch black outside, and there is like 10 people working on us, setting camp in this city hall with like all the chairs. And it's so funny, like first they have to get the keys, they have to prepare the toilets, they get this candle. And well, it's super hospitable, so thank you. But tomorrow we'll have a long day as well. They tried as well to make us go another way. We're gonna go above the mountain. So let's go sleep.
The next morning, we wake up early to start our hike that all the locals discouraged us from. With some snacks and 2 liters of water, we are climbing up the mountain and the views are breathtaking. We encounter some kids coming down the hill to attend school, pass through a small settlement, but soon we are completely alone and isolated in the mountains.
It's been 2 hours so far that we started. Doesn't look so far, sadly. But now the sun starts to be very strong, so we have to get going, because we cannot walk the entire day with this. We've been walking for more than 4 hours now. But now it's a proper road. We've met 2 Buddhas on the way up, so there's some hope.
That we're gonna be for lunch in Kigoma.
Yeah.
It took us around 4 hours 30 before we found a motorbike that brought us to the junction of the main road. From there, we boarded a Dala back to Kigoma, marking the end of this memorable 48-hour adventure.
So yeah, that was an adventure, most because of the lack of information. Like taking that public boat, like very infamous, so much reviews, and making it felt really like a reward getting to Gombe. So we're so glad we managed, and we are pretty sure that this is the most budget-friendly option. Like it costs so little money. Like this public boat is like $1. So yeah, I think that we unbeatable.
But still, you are investing 300 euros as a couple for the 24 hours. So that's why we want to explain the frustration and the nervousness of like hiking for like 3+ hours and still not having any news about the chimps. At some point we start to really like question ourselves, like, okay, what did we actually pay this much money for? Because it was more than our daily budget by far. And we were comparing a lot with Rwanda that we visited just before.
Yeah, there it felt much more organized. It felt like the entire staff was there to make your experience like the most enjoyable, and here in Gombe didn't necessarily feel that way. But at the end, when we are capable of spending this 1 hour with the chimps, then everything fades away, and it's just amazing and
totally worth it, the experience of seeing chimpanzees in the wild. So it stays one of our most memorable experiences. We did so many other stuff in Tanzania and it's coming in more videos, but this one definitely is high on our list.
Oh yeah.
We think it's really worth it to do if you are feeling adventurous. It is possible also for people who want to fly in. There are like trains and plane that flies to Kigoma, also a private boat that you can take. It's gonna cost you more, but Lake Tanganyika, it's something so beautiful. It's second largest, deepest lake in the world.
Yeah.
So not only just for Gombe, but like spending some time on the lake, it's pretty amazing.
In Kigoma. And we wrote all the information about how we made this journey possible in our blog. So if you want to check that out, like there's going to be everything in writing with the prices and all. And also keep in mind that Tanzania is a huge country. So the train journey will take a long time. If you go by bus, it will take a long time. That's what we did. So it's not definitely, there's not so much around Kigoma. So it's definitely a commitment if you're going there.
There is a reason why it's not so touristy. And also we've been there in the off season as we were.
Yeah, in the wet season, it was not the best time.
But that's what makes the whole experience feel kind of unique. You are there on a remote place, no tourists around. That's all the magic that contributes to it.
So we hope we helped you plan your journey to Gombe. If you took this public boat, let us know in the comments if it's still like possible to do it, if you like the experience.
I'm sure it's still possible. It's the only way for the locals to go around. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching.